All right, today we're headed somewhere different. We're venturing into the icy landscapes of Greenland, where a silent and very serious power struggle is unfolding far from the world's usual hotspots. It sounds like something straight out of a spy movie, right? But behind this one question lies this incredible web of strategic facts, political moves, and some really compelling online theories. We're going to peel back every single layer. So in this explainer, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to separate what we actually know for sure from all the speculation that's, totally capturing the global imagination. We'll unpack the facts, the theories, and the stakes, which are incredibly high. And hey, if you're as fascinated by these kinds of geopolitical puzzles as we are, make sure you subscribe for more deep dives. Okay, so before we dive headfirst into all the wild theories, we have to get our feet on solid ground, or I guess solid ice. What is actually happening on this massive ice-covered island? Okay, first things first. The United States has a major military footprint here. We're talking about Patuxent Space Base. Now, this isn't just some random dot on the map. It's the U.S. military's northernmost installation. It's a critical hub for missile warnings and space surveillance. You can think of it as our eye in the sky over the entire polar region, which is a huge strategic advantage, especially as rivals like Russia and China are expanding their own presence in the Arctic. Okay, but let's be fair. What's the other side of the story? Well, Greenland is an autonomous territory of Denmark, and both governments have been crystal clear about this. They strongly reject any and all talk of a takeover. So the crucial point to remember is, while there's all this strategic interest, there's also very firm local and national resistance. So, if they're saying no way, why is everyone so obsessed with this place? Let's break down exactly what makes Greenland such a coveted piece of real estate on the global chessboard. It really comes down to a perfect storm of three things. First up, pure military dominance. Its location, it's perfect for controlling the entire Arctic. Second, as all that ice starts to melt, brand new, much faster trade routes are opening up. And guess what sits right on top of them? And third, the island is believed to hold just vast, untapped reserves of natural resources, including a lot of rare earth minerals. And this is where the official story kind of starts to fray at the edges. Because those reasons are compelling enough, right? But there are these darker, way more speculative ideas bubbling up online that suggest there's something else going on, a hidden agenda. Okay, deep breath. This is where we cross a very important line. We're leaving the world of confirmed facts and entering the realm of pure speculation. I have to be super clear here. What we're about to get into is not based on confirmed evidence. This is all about the popular online theories that are really shaping how people see this whole situation. All right, so the first big theory, and honestly it's a pretty chilling one, is what's known as the safe haven theory. And it completely reframes why Greenland is so important. It's not just a strategic asset, it's a survival asset for a world that might be on the brink. So what's the idea? Imagine an extreme global crisis hits. We're talking a catastrophic pandemic, some kind of biological event, something truly world-changing. The theory is that Greenland becomes the planet's ultimate safe house, the one place a world power could fall back to, regroup, and maintain command and control. So why Greenland? Why not somewhere else? Well, according to the theory, it's the island's natural defenses that make it perfect. It's incredibly remote, has a tiny population, and that brutally cold climate, that could act as a natural barrier against pathogens. It's basically a pre-made, protected command hub. Now, again, I have to stress, this is pure online speculation. And look, these wild theories, they don't just pop out of thin air. They're actually fueled by some pretty wild Cold War history. Back in the 60s, the U.S. Army literally built a base under the ice sheet. It was called Camp Century, part of a top-secret plan, Project Iceworm, which was all about storing nuclear missiles there. So the idea of secret military projects in Greenland, yeah, that's not a new idea at all. So you can see why the theorists ask the question. Are these just old stories, ghosts from the past? Or are there still sleeping secrets buried under all that ice that give a little bit of credibility to what people are saying today? But wait, it gets even weirder. The theories don't stop with a safe haven. Some of these online narratives connect Greenland to a completely different global hotspot, Venezuela. It's a whole thing people are calling the domino theory. The way this story goes, it's like a two-act play for global power. Act 1, project power right in America's backyard, specifically Venezuela, to lock down influence over the entire Western Hemisphere. Then, once that's secure, Act 2, you pivot north to the Arctic, the next great frontier for resources and military might. And what's the crown jewel of the Arctic? Greenland. Now, I know how speculative that sounds, but this is the thread that supposedly ties everything together. The military facts, the safe haven idea, the domino theory, it all leads to one final world-shattering scenario. And here it is, the NATO collapse scenario. This is it. This is the ultimate endgame that these speculative narratives all point towards. The complete and total shattering of the Western alliance that has basically defined the world order for more than 70 years. So how would that even happen? Well, the theory goes that any kind of aggressive move on Greenland, which, remember, is territory of a NATO member Denmark, would basically force the alliance to fracture. This illustrates the core fear here, a world where the US and Europe are split, ending that unified Western security we've known, and kicking off a brand new, way more chaotic era of conflict between multiple powers. So, where does all this leave us? On one hand, you've got the hard, verifiable facts about Greenland's strategic importance. And on the other, you've got this sprawling, viral story of secret plans and a new world order. Is this all just, elaborate online fan fiction? Or are we actually watching the opening moves of a new great game? And that's the multi-billion-dollar question, isn't it? Is what we're seeing just a bunch of political theater? Or is it the quiet, frozen opening act of a massive shift in global power? So what do you think? What is really going on up there in the Arctic? Drop your own theories in the comments below. I'd love to see them. And hey, if you want more explainers like this one, where we try to separate the facts from the fiction, make sure you're subscribed. Thanks for watching.